Along with Jeff Henson, I'm Dave Kanapke. Tonight we're at the Palace in Coldwater High School, where the Knoxville Rangers take on the St. Henry Redskins. Knoxville Rangers 9-14 on the season, number 7 seed here. They've really come on strong in the last 2 games, a big win over Minster and the win over Hardin Northern on Tuesday.
They played much better basketball and shot the ball very well against Minster, a great percentage, got a big home victory. They shot the ball very well in the first half against Hardin Northern, built a big lead. Second half, they held on to that lead, didn't shoot quite as well as what they had, but they've found a good shooting rhythm as of late, and they'll need that tonight against St. Henry.
St. Henry, another good year for the Redskins squad under Coach Eric Rosenbeck, 16-6 on the season, big scorer Mitch Stallman. They finish up the regular season with 2 big wins.
Over Fort Recovery and Coldwater, 2 big MAC wins. You mentioned Stallman, he's averaging 20 points a game. That's a big number. They're a very athletic team, not a lot of height and size as far as verticality, but they get it done with quickness and strength with their size at all around 6 foot, 6'2".
Sectional tournament here, sectional final here. We'll crown a champion here when we return on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pomp Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Welcome back to the Palace. We're getting ready for the starting lineups between number 2 seeded St. Henry and number 7 seeded New Knoxville. We'll be alternating between the 2 teams. First for the Rangers, number 4, first team All-MAC Logan Leffel, 6-foot senior. For St. Henry, his second team All-MAC Paul Stallman, a 5'10" senior. Next up for the Rangers, second team All-MAC, number 5, Nick Top. Top averaging 9 points a game. 6'1" junior. For the Redskins, number 2, a 5'11" sophomore, Ryan Lutmer, averages just under 4 a game. Made honorable mention MAC. Jonah Lagerman, a 6-foot sophomore, a little over 4 points a game for the Rangers. Mitch Schwierderman, 5'11" junior, also honorable mention MAC at averaging 4.5 a game. Nathan Timmerman up next for the Rangers, 6'2" sophomore, also honorable mention MAC. For the Redskins, their leading scorer, Mitch Stallman, 20 points a game. The senior 6-footer, first team All-MAC. And big guy Zach Newman, 6'3" senior, also made second team MAC, averages 8 points, 7 rebounds a game. And for the Redskins, Jesse Niekamp, first team All-MAC, averaging 12 points a game, a 6'2" senior. Head coach for the Rangers, Josh Lisi in his first year. And for the Redskins, Eric Rosenbeck. Now our keys to the game brought to you by Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Salina, where the dealer makes the difference. Start first for New Knoxville. 2 big keys: avoid foul trouble, and they need to hit some shots.
Yeah, they need to keep basically Newman in the game. He's one of the bigger guys on the floor. He's very athletic. He's, for the most part, recently been able to stay out of foul trouble. They like him inside. He's a good rebounder. And they need to hit the shots like they did against Minster very well, and also in the first half against Hardin Northern. It makes the offense a lot easier if you can knock down your shots from the field.
And then for St. Henry, the big key, the story tonight is their health and also balanced scoring.
Health and wellness, a little bit of a sickness ran through that team, and some guys didn't make it tonight, but the starters are out on the court. We don't know what percentage they feel. And also balanced scoring. We mentioned Stahman at 20, and then they get 12 from Niekamp. Need to get a little bit more from everyone else just to make that a little bit tougher on the Ranger defense.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Bud's, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Salina, as Mitchell Stahman starts it off with the tray for the Redskins.
Well, their best scorer on the season, his 49th three-point made basket on the season. He shoots it at 34%. Good start for the Redskins, and their leading scorer gets off to a big start.
Logan Leffel drives in. It's knocked out of bounds. Rangers 9-14 on this season. They had lost 5 in a row, ran through a real gauntlet of some tough competition before wrapping up this regular season with a big win over Minster, probably their best game of the season, and then defeated Hardin Northern on Tuesday night.
Yeah, finishing with a big victory against the Wildcats, as you mentioned, at home. Shot the ball very well, and Hardin Northern came out very aggressive and kind of looked like they were going to blow the game open. Couldn't get it done in the second half, maintain that 11-point lead or so, and that's what they won by.
Drive in. There's Tinnerman with the shot. It's out of bounds. It will go with the Redskins.
Nice move by Tinnerman. He can't get the shot to drop. Remember, St. Henry doesn't, other than Niekamp at 6'2", everyone else is right around 6'2", or 5'11", 5'10", 6 foot. So not a lot of shot blockers, although Niekamp plays bigger at times. He's a good athlete, jumps well. But New Knoxville needs to take care. They get to hit those shots when they have them on the inside.
Drive by Stahman. Tough shot, tough angle. Niekamp with the rebound. It ends up in Stahman's hands. He puts it up and fouled.
Well, we mentioned the athleticism of Stahman. He comes up with a loose ball rebound and gives it right back to Stahman, who is fouled. So he's going to have a chance again to score from the free throw line this time. A 72% shooter on the season. Rangers foul goes against Jonah Loggeman.
Stahman averaged 20.2. He had a few 30-point games as well. Second in the MAC behind Justin Arns in overall game scoring as he misses the first, hits the second, and a 4-0 lead for the Redskins on our First National Bank scoreboard. Loggeman will walk it up. Man-to-man defense by the Redskins. Drive by Top. Rolls off. Rebound to Niekamp.
It's 2 possessions, about the same spot, Dave, where the Rangers got in there, just couldn't get a good look at the basket.
Stahman's long 2 off the mark. Timmerman drives and is fouled on his way to the basket. Will shoot 2.
That's been a hot spot, if you will, for the Rangers. All 3, basically, of their field goals have been attempted there. They get fouled on the 3rd attempt, and that foul goes against St. Henry's Mitch Stahman.
Timmerman hits the first, averaging right at 7 points a game, having a fine sophomore season for the Rangers.
65% free throw shooter on the season, had 14 points in their win against Hardin Northern the other night.
Cuts the lead in half, 4-2. Stahman has shot each possession so far, all the shots so far for the Redskins. They're not a real balanced team like they usually have a lot of shooters. This time Lutmer puts up a 3. Niekamp with an offensive rebound. Second one for Niekamp. Lutmer has to kick it out. Shot by Sweerdeman. Too strong. Stahman with the rebound and 1. Several chances there for the Redskins, and they cash in with the bucket by Stahman.
We talked about the rebounding power of St. Henry, and they come up big as Niekamp's got 2 already, and both of them have kept possessions alive. And Stahman nails a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
These 2 teams played on December 18th. St. Henry won 48-37 in that game. A pretty competitive game till late. I believe that was over at New Knoxville.
St. Henry.
St. Henry. Check
yeah,
that.
It was a slow-paced game. Neither team shot real well, as the score would indicate. New Knoxville was closer, but to end up losing by 11. Leffel draws contact and the basket.
Nice little up and under as he faked high and went underneath. Leffel trying the 3-point play. Foul on the Redskins will be a number 2, Ryan Lutmer. Leffel completes the 3-point play.
Leffel, 81% on the season from the charity stripe. That led the MAC in free throw shooting at 81%.
Stallman loses his footing, but long enough to get the Niekamp. He gets it back. Left-handed shot, rolls in. He was almost flat-footed when he did that layup, but it worked for the basket.
First Redskin other than Mitch Stallman to score. That time it's Paul Stallman with his first 2 points.
There's been a Stallman on the Redskins team at least about every other year. Strong tradition of players for St. Henry. Top of the basketball. Loggeman down low to Newman, and there's a foul inside on St. Henry.
They got the foul that time. It was almost the same type of play earlier in the possession when they went into Newman. It seemed like St. Henry kind of pushed through Zach to get the ball. They deflected it. This time they draw the second foul against Ryan Lutmer. He will take a seat on the bench.
3 players in for St. Henry. We'll check them on offense. Now, Knoxville having some trouble getting it in. They had to go all the way back into the backcourt to top. Tries to drive, will have to kick it out. There's a long 3 by Leffel, in and out. Rebound by Tinnerman and in. Nathan Tinnerman caught the long rebound and drove in on the left side for the basket.
New Knoxville, good rebounding on the offensive glass, convert for points. St. Henry's done as well this first quarter. Have already converted some offensive rebounds into points.
Stallman draws the foul. Other Redskins that were in the last dead ball, Evan Layfelt, number 0. He averages about 7 points off the bench. And also Ryan Bruning and Blake Hoyne, 10 and 11. First substitution for the Rangers, Dylan Gable.
Jonah Loggeman picks up that second foul, so Loggeman, number 12, sits down with 2 personals.
Lob into Stallman, catches and puts it up. Battles for the rebound. Another chance for the Redskins. All the way over, it's Layfelt. Too long. Rebound by Newman. Time the Rangers dodge the bullet with the 2 chances. Top will drive to the hoop. Be called for the charge. Bruning takes the charge for the Redskins, and turnover takes it back to the Redskins.
A strong move by New Knoxville. Give credit for the Redskins being in the right place at the right time. They pick up the 4th team foul against New Knoxville, the first against Nick Top.
St. Henry 16-6. This is their 15th straight winning season. They've had winning seasons in 52 of the last 53 years. And there he is, a foul, illegal screen on St. Henry.
Jesse Niekamp picks up the personal foul, the illegal screen, his first, team's 4th.
Strong tradition of basketball at St. Henry. Several state championships, I believe 4 in their school history. Put together a pretty nice year. It's 16-6, 7-2 in the MAC for the Redskins. Timmerman, they work it around the perimeter. Rangers down by 2, have a chance to tie it here with the 2-pointer. A little past halfway here in the first quarter. Left the ball with in his hands, trying to find an opening. Tinnerman on the wing. Spin move through the lane, nice dish underneath to Newman. Assist Tinnerman, basket Newman, we're tied.
That's good execution on offense. When you penetrate and defenses collapse, good bounce pass by Tinnerman and a good spot by Newman to be in a good spot, not only to catch the ball, but to finish quickly with a shot off the glass.
We'll have a timeout, St. Henry, 30-second timeout. We'd like to thank our sponsors for making this tournament telecast possible. Carriage Works, Minster Bank, Minster Dental, NKTelco Sports, Arrowhead Golf Course, Radio Hospital, NKTelco, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schwerdeman Pharmacies, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Keyhole Pizza. Our keys to the game sponsor is Buzz Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Salina, where the dealer makes a difference. Our replay sponsor is Sydney Body Car Star. And on our First National Bank scoreboard, just under 3 minutes ago in the first quarter, we are all tied at 9 apiece.
Get a good look there at the Rangers section as it's dress-up night, I guess, if you will, or Halloween again in February. But a good comeback, if you will, by the Rangers. St. Henry, I felt, got off to a much better start. Got some quality shots. Mitchell Stallman really went to the basket hard. He has 7 points already, but here we are with just under 3 minutes to go. New Knoxville's earned a tie.
Layfelt buries the tray.
Layfeld now 1 of 2 from three-point land. That's his 32nd made three-pointer on the season. That's good for 30%. He trails only Mitchell Stahman, who leads the Redskins with 48 coming into the game.
Leffel, the ball stolen away. Stahman the other way, tipped away by Newman. It'll stay Redskin basketball.
Good hands by the Redskins, a good hustle by New Knoxville, getting back, not letting Stahman get to the glass, and see once if they can stop the Redskins playing 5-on-5.
There's Layfeld again, this time from the left side, and we'll have a quick timeout by New Knoxville. I'd like to mention, if watching this first replay, that's on Monday the 29th at 9 p.m. The second replay is Tuesday, March 1st at 7 p.m. Also want to note, you can watch all the games from this year and last year on demand if you go to NKTelco.net. I've done it a couple times to kind of prepare for the games, see these teams. You can go back and watch as much as you want to on your computer, watch the whole game, watch parts of it again on NKTelco.net. You can see games on demand. You can go back before that. You can buy DVDs all the way back, I believe, till 2005. So
a lot of opportunity there to see if your own kids or relation played. And like you said, Dave, it's good for us. We can go back and kind of look at previous games and preparation for the games we have coming up.
Gable with the basketball, gives it down to Top. Spin move, and he's fouled.
Good strong move by Top. He's very good at spinning on the dime and drawing contact, good legs. That time he goes right at the defender who was out of position, so the contact goes against the defense. That foul is on Paul Stahman, his first.
Top hits the first. The 6'1" junior averaging right at 9 points a game. Second team MAC. Good solid year.
Dave.
Good solid year for Top as he hits both.
2 points for Nick Top, a 66% free throw shooter on the season. The Rangers as a team hit just below 70.
Blake Hoying gives it up. There's Layfeld again. And Evan Layfeld, 3 in a row.
3 out of 4 for Layfeld, as you mentioned. After missing his first attempt, he's hit 3 straight off the bench. So a nice little benefit for Coach Rosenbeck, sending a support player in. He's already got 9 points in about 3 minutes of action.
Comes off the bench, but he plays a lot of minutes for this St. Henry team.
True.
Started last year at times. Drive by Leffel, he has to kick it out to Tinnerman. Tinnerman has to kick it out. There's Leffel with another long 3, and this time Logan hits it.
Leffel now 1 for 2 from beyond the arc. He hit just below 40% of his shots this year. That's his 48th made three-pointer. Very good free throw shooting, or very good three-point shooter. Again, 39%. That was second in the MAC. Just losing out that to Justin Arns.
Nice block by Top. A clean block as Stahman went up for the shot. Ball in Top's hands. Leffel pull-up jumper hits it.
Good pull-up jumper, the mid-range shot. You don't see a lot of those. And a good answer, 5 unanswered points from Logan Leffel. And really brings the Rangers back as they had trailed by 7 after St. Henry's put on a 3-point shooting clinic of their own. New Knoxville responds with a couple free throws from Nick Top, a triple from Logan Leffel, and then a pull-up jumper from Logan Leffel to answer and pull back to within 2.
22, Jesse Niekamp in the game. A lot of the inside for the Redskins. Drive by Schwieterman off the glass, banks it home.
Well, a good pull-up jumper by Mitch Schwieterman as Zach Newman had come over to help. Schwieterman did the right thing, pulled up in plenty of time to get a nice jumper off the glass before Newman could really challenge it.
Under 40 seconds here.
Well, at this pace, Dave, you remember the score of the first time these teams met was like 47-36. We're well on a much better pace right now to top that effort. And that game was, again, both teams really sluggish that particular night. Shots not dropping, and St. Henry, though, caught fire at the end of the game and opened up a closer game to win by the 11 points.
Rangers working through their offense. They get it to Leffel with the drive. Tip up and in by Newman. Didn't really hit it real square, but somehow it went in. There's a 3 by Schwieterman to end the quarter. A nice tip by Newman by the Rangers. But Schwieterman takes all that momentum away and drains the 3 as St. Henry scores 23 in the first quarter. They lead New Knoxville 23-18 on our First National Bank scoreboard. We'll be right back.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
NKTelco Sports, Ohio's leading sports broadcasting company, is dedicated to sports coverage, filming over 120 collegiate and high school sporting events that bring quality content and excellent sportsmanship to the big screen. Team up with us as an NKTelco sponsor and receive many benefits: commercials that will be seen by thousands of viewers, multiple name mentions, live web ads, monthly bill stuffers, and discounted network ad insertion spots. Packages are available for any budget. Contact us today.
High scoring quarter by both teams as St. Henry puts up 23, New Knoxville puts up 18.
St. Henry does it on 7 of 15 from the field. Remember, they had some possessions. They got offensive rebounds and kept that series alive where they actually scored on. And 5 of 8 from three-point range are the Redskins. New Knoxville, a very good field goal percentage themselves in the first quarter, 6 of 10. But New Knoxville makes just 1 three-pointer.
Paul Stallman stole it on the Ranger and gives a nice pass and the assist for Jesse Niekamp, and now a 7-point lead for the Redskins.
Niekamp has first bucket of the game, but great shooting really by both teams. I mean, obviously the 23 and the 18 respectively for St. Henry and New Knoxville, but St. Henry hitting the long ball, the three-point shot.
Contact, top, shoots. There's Niekamp with a rebound.
St. Henry is yet to commit a turnover. New Knoxville just 2 turnovers in the game, 1 in each quarter.
Stallman leads in, draws the foul.
Nice move, got the defender up in the air, and if you're not vertically set as a defender up in the air and you're drifting, you're, quote, illegal guarding position. So he saw the top, in this case, float in front of him. He stepped in, picked up the second foul against Nick Top.
Already Loggeman on the bench with 2 fouls. Into the game will be Ben Lammers for the Rangers. Also, Evan Layfeld checks back in. He that hit 3 straight threes before. Stallman hits the first. Buries the second. 9-point lead.
9 points for Mitch Stallman. Got a quick early possession, Dave, where it becomes a big possession.
Yeah.
Knoxville doesn't want to fall down double figures. They need to get a basket here of some sort.
Leffel draws the foul on Schroeder on his way to his basket. You know, Knoxville definitely the underdog in this game. 7 seed versus 2 seed. They don't want to fall too far behind. So like you said, a big possession. They can answer this hot shooting St. Henry team. Leffel can't get a shot off. Lammers kicks it out. Gable with the tray, too long. Rebound by Newman. Another chance for the Rangers.
Good job, good hustle play by Newman, keeping the possession alive.
Tinnerman with the 3. There's Newman again with a good rebound.
Now, if he can stay out of foul trouble and stay on the court, he's a lot better benefit for the Rangers. He hustles well, he's strong, and he's got very good quickness for a 6'3" post player.
Leffel, Knoxville trying to see if the third time is a charm on this possession. Go all the way over to Leffel with the tray. Too strong. And this time Lammers comes up with a rebound.
Well, they've gotten all 3 shots or 3-pointers. That usually can generate some long rebounds.
And there's a travel as Tinnerman tried to drive and he tried to dish it back and slid. So those offensive rebounds are nice, but they don't mean a lot unless you score off of them.
A tough break. New Knoxville, you know, getting those extra rebounds just cannot come up with points, and that's what they need.
So right now, Parker Link, a sophomore, running the point. Working around now, Schwerdeman to Niekamp. The offense usually goes through Stallman, and here he puts up a tray. Long rebound tipped around. There's contact. And it'll go against the Skins. Second foul on Mitch Schwerdeman. Paul Stallman will check back in. Number 1.
Rangers now will be in 1-on-1 shooting for the rest of the half. And that's something that, you know, the Rangers 70%, 69% as a team. Not too bad, but boy, they could really use some points here.
Yeah, I believe they're the highest in the MAC this year in the boys. Tinnerman hits the first one. But you compare it to the foul shooting of the MAC girls, I think they'd be about fourth. There's some very good MAC girls teams. Congratulations to Marion and Minster last night as they advance and they'll play in the district final. We'll have that game on NKTelco Sports. Tinnerman misses the second. Redskins back on the attack. Paul Stahman down to Niekamp. Newman into traffic. And he tipped it enough to Niekamp to touch it.
It looked like from our angle, Niekamp had kind of caught, cutting behind the defenders, but Newman did a nice job floating down and then the deflection, able to, whether he meant to or not, get the ball deflected off of Jesse Niekamp, who had already been out of bounds, so that ball goes over to the Rangers. That's, I believe, the Redskins' first turnover of the game.
Pretty good when you're into the couple minutes in the fourth quarter. Lammer loses it. It rolls out of bounds.
Well, New Knoxville gives it right back. Crossover dribble gets knocked away, and New Knoxville could not come up with it. So their third turnover of the quarter, their fourth of the game.
St. Henry last year was in Division III. They go down low to Layfelt and Niekamp, and nice ball movement for St. Henry.
Yeah, it was a good entry pass, and when the offensive player went at Newman, Niekamp did the right thing, getting a good spot on the backside. Easy bounce pass, easy score. Niekamp with 4 points.
Leffel leans in and takes one too many steps and travels. He's talking about St. Henry's in Division III last year. Had a very good team, right, led by Player of the Year Brian Mikesell, who's now playing at UD. They lost to LCC in a loaded district there, and LCC ended up being state runners-up. They dropped down to Division IV. They've kind of bounced between the two divisions last few years, probably mostly in Division III, and this year Marion moved up to Division III. St. Henry drops down to Division IV. So see how that works out for them. Right now it's working out pretty good with a 10-point lead. Great bounce pass that time. Blake Hoyne to Niekamp, and a 12-point lead for St. Henry.
Niekamp has 6 points all here in the second quarter. He's also should be sending Christmas cards to some of his teammates. They've hit him in the right spot as he's obviously moved to the opening, but boy, his guards have helped him get open.
Blocked by Stahman on Lammer's shot. Leffel drains the three.
Well, second chance points as New Knoxville comes up with a big offensive rebound and much needed bucket. They still trail by 11, but good shot by Logan Leffel.
Stahman kicks it over to Hoyne. Way too strong. Rebound to Leffel. See if New Knoxville can put together 2 scoring possessions in a row. They're down by 9 halfway through the second quarter. Lammers had to play a lot of minutes here in the first half. Newman to Leffel, and can't get it to fall. There's Newman with the rebound, kicks it out to Lammers. Lammers will drive, pull up, too strong. Battle for the rebound. Layfelt for the Redskins come up with it. We will have a timeout by St. Henry, a full timeout. You're watching tournament high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Innovation, it's all around us. NKTelco developed a fiber network in our communities over 10 years ago when the competitors were only thinking about it. Increasing bandwidth to make it convenient for the whole family to enjoy online entertainment and gaming. With our IPTV solution, you can enjoy over 80 HD channels, providing quality TV and movies for the whole family, and even take them on the go with our Watch TV Everywhere app. All this from a company that believes in local customer service from people you know and trust. NKTelco, providing services that bring value to your everyday life.
Visit the Bunker Restaurant at Arrowhead Golf Course and enjoy the relaxing views, amazing sunsets, and cold refreshments from our spacious dining room or patio. We invite you to stop out during the week or on the weekend for our unique Friday and Saturday specials that are hand-picked weekly by our executive chef. Enjoy our unique sauces, hand-breaded specialty meats, locally grown beef and pork, and delicious desserts that will tantalize any taste bud. Dine in or call ahead for larger parties. You'll be surprised what is new at the Bunker.
3:30 to go in the first half. St. Henry with a 9-point lead over the Rangers.
Well, I asked you why maybe he called timeout. You know, his team up. They were up by as many, I think, 14, Dave, or was it 12 for sure? And you wonder if some of his players are just a little winded, again, with that little sickness bug that he went through here late in the week, maybe giving his players an extra blow just to keep them a little bit fresh, because New Knoxville can hit the threes. They can climb back in this very quickly.
Three-pointer off the mark. Tinnerman almost loses it. They get a favorable bounce, and Leffel retrieves it. Tinnerman on the wing. Lammers under 3 to go, first half. Stallman almost steals it from Leffel. Tries to work it in. Has to reset it to Stone that's in the lineup.
Well, Stone came in maybe a couple possessions ago.
Drive by Tinnerman, has to kick it out. Stone, 17-footer. Ball short. Good hustle by Tinnerman. He was hoping it went off of Niekamp, but they say he stepped out of bounds. It'll take it to St. Henry. Winner of this game will play the winner of the second game between Minster and Ada. See the Minster team here scouting that game. Whoever wins that game would play the second game at Wapakoneta on Tuesday night. And Layfelt with his 4th tray of the night.
Well, Layfeld with a dozen points. Remember, he came in shooting 30% on the season. That's his 35th made three-pointer, and boy, he's hitting it today at a great percentage.
Stone with the drive. Can't finish, but is fouled.
Nice move by Stone, who pulled up and tried to make a 10-footer, was off the mark a bit, but to come right back to him and have the confidence to go at the glass, he draws a foul against Jesse Niekamp, his 2nd personal foul.
Stone in and out, 6'3" junior. It's into the game number 3, Mitch Stallman for the Redskins.
Mitch Sweeterman.
I'm sorry.
Number 3. It's all right. I've
right back and forth on the roster. Stone hits the second. Dylan Gable in the game. A lot of seniors on these two teams. 6 for St. Henry, 4 for New Knoxville. Right now the St. Henry Redskins up with an 11-point lead. There's Schwierderman with the tray. 2 long rebound, and Newman has had a bunch of rebounds here in the first half.
Defensively and also offensively, he's been very active. He had the one offensive rebound where he tipped it in at the same time he rebounded it. Again, if he only has 1 foul. The Rangers obviously like it when he's on the court.
Tinnerman over to Gable. Rangers have, and there's a steal by Layfelt. Nice steal, and he didn't travel.
You're exactly right. Layfelt just quickly around Newman, not only deflected it, but goes to the ground to get the ball without committing a violation. And Logan Leffel on the other end trying to get the tie-up, commits his first foul.
They had a double team on Blake Hoyne of St. Henry, but just couldn't quite tie it up, and will contact, first foul on Leffel.
Should be out of bounds. He wasn't shooting. Okay, 16 fouls, and so the next one will be bonus.
Inbounded Hoying to Layfelt. Minute and a half to go. Mitch Schwierderman will pull it back. With the 11-point lead, they don't have to be in any hurry as they put it up 34 already in the first half.
Redskins averaged 23-point attempts per game this season. They've already shot 13 here in the first half, so they're not accustomed to not shooting it, but hitting a bunch of them tonight.
That they called a foul before the shot. So Stallman went up after the initial contact.
Personal foul goes against Ben Lammers.
St. Henry on the season averaging 56 points a game, so they're well on their way. Here's the 1-and-1 by Stallman. Nails it.
Stallman, after missing his first free throw, has now hit 5 in a row.
A lot of varsity experience for Stallman. He was on varsity 3 years. Nice senior year. So he puts his Redskins up by 13. 36-23 on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first.
Stallman now in double figures with 11 points. He trails his teammate Evan Layfeld with a dozen. He's hit all 4 3-pointers.
Stolen away. Layfeld comes up with it. Stallman trying to drive, good defense by Gable.
6 second quarter turnovers by the Rangers have hurt them offensively, not getting a chance to score, and trail by 13. The Redskins have only committed 1 turnover.
And the Rangers have played a lot of this half, especially the second quarter, without Top and also Loggeman. Been on the bench with 2 fouls. It looks like St. Henry's going for the last shot. Stallman with the basketball. I imagine Good chance the ball will be in his hands when they want to score. We're down to 15 seconds. Link hands it off to Stammen.
And I think they want to score now. So they have the ball, like you said.
And there'll be a foul up top. That'll put Stammen on the line for the 1-and-1.
Dylan Gable, his first foul.
So as Jeff said, Stammen's been pretty hot from the line after missing the first.
6 of 7 on the night.
Make it 7 of 8. Definitely a scorer in every meaning of the word. Can get to the line, gets people up in the air, can hit threes, can go underneath, and he will get a break. Tyler Schlarman checks in. Rangers have a chance with 7.2 to cut into this 15-point lead. Leffel across the timeline, trying to work off the screen. Shot up, too strong. Teams go to the locker rooms. Score on the First National Bank scoreboard. St. Henry 38, New Knoxville 23. We'll total up our numbers. Been back with the halftime stats when we return on NKTelco Sports.
When you choose Radio Hospital for your wireless needs, you get 13 convenient locations, no waiting and long lines, premier service after the sale, and all the latest technology. With locations in Lima, Findlay, Minster, Kenton, Defiance, Napoleon, Wauseon, Bryan, and Archbold, we are right around the corner from you. Visit us today and experience the Radio Hospital difference. We are simply neighbors serving neighbors, providing a refreshing alternative to high-pressure stores. Radio Hospital is your Verizon Wireless premium retailer.
My name is John Kramer. I am 90 years old. I've decided that it was time for me to go to assisted living. I lived by myself for 14 years. I knew I was getting older and life was harder to live. I fell down a couple times at home. I decided that Elmwood was the place for me to go. It's like a family in there. Choose Elmwood. I believe it.
Jeff Henson.
Well, good night offensively thus far for St. Henry. They're shooting 48% from the field, 11 of 23. New Knoxville just 7 of 20. Three-point range, St. Henry shooting 46%, 6 of 13. New Knoxville just 2 of 7. Both teams shooting the free throws very well. Rebounding margin, New Knoxville actually has that advantage, but of course when you don't miss many shots on your own end, there's not a chance for a lot of offensive rebounds, and New Knoxville right now winning that battle. And just one turnover for St. Henry. So 7 against the Rangers. They had 6 of them in the second quarter. A rough quarter for the Rangers. They scored just 5 points compared to St. Henry's 15. And now the Redskins have opened up a 15-point lead.
Redskins with the basketball.
Leading scorers for the Redskins. 2 players in double figures. Mitch Stammen with 3.
Stammen skies for the rebound. Takes it to the hole. Reverse layup. Can't get it to fall. Logman and Top back in the lineup for the Rangers at the halftime break. Top shot too strong. Foul on the rebound. That's on Zach Newman of the Rangers.
Give me a chance here to go through our leading scores one more time with Stammen. Mitch, that is, are 13 points. Evan Layfeld on 3 triples with 12 to pace the Redskins. Logan Leffel for the Rangers, only one in double figures with 11.
It's like the starters for the Redskins: Niekamp, Schwiertemans, Paul Stammen. He has the basketball. Mitch Stammen and Ryan Lutmer.
Pretty easy to check the starters out for St. Henry. Numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. If Layfeld would start, it would be a straight. He's 0.
And Niekamp shoots a rare outside shot, about 17 foot for the 2.
Well, Niekamp has not missed a field goal all night. That's his furthest one from the basket, but he now has 8 points on a perfect 4 for 4 from the field.
Rangers need to get on a run to cut into the 17-point lead.
Boy, St. Henry's pretty quick, and they just don't give the Rangers shooters much space. And, you know, if you don't have a gap to get your shot off, it makes it very difficult to shoot one in confidence and not feel like you're being pressured. And right now, the offense really being contained, if you will, by the Redskins.
Top, 16-footer short. Ball bounces around. Logman comes up with it. to Tinnerman. He will lose it out of bounds. The Redskin got a hand on it, and he tried to catch it and went off of his hands for the turnovers. Redskins early in this season, they were 3-2, struggled a little bit, but then caught fire. They ended up the regular season winning 9 of their last 11 games. Second place in the MAC. Lutmer shot too strong.
We had some big wins, Dave, like you mentioned. Fort Recovery and Coldwater, no slums for opponents, and beat Coldwater in an old-fashioned game offensively, 70-67.
And there's a charge on Leffel.
His second foul.
In those two games, Fort Recovery and Coldwater, not only they're good teams, those are huge rival games for both teams. So those are both, it was kind of the consensus those three teams were pretty even. And
he came out winning both of them.
Yeah, St. Henry won the first one over Coldwater. And then there's a steal by Leffel the other way and in. Nice steal by Logan Leffel.
Good job by Leffel. He commits the charge in the possession before, keeps his head up, makes a great defensive, not only steal, but finishes on the left side of the basket for his 13th point.
Tries to steal from the backside. Paul Stallman. Mitch Stallman launches a three. Leffel with the rebound.
I mentioned those opponents in that last game. I mentioned the old-fashioned game was, a high scoring. It was at St. Henry. The place was packed, a good turnout. Again, a rivalry game, just separated by 4 or 5 miles, but a lot of offense, a lot of fouls called from what I'm being told in that game. But they win by 3.
Zach Newman with a nice strong move.
That was a Newman's man's move right there. Good effort, but Zach Newman also perfect from the field now for 6 points on 3 field goals.
Niekamp hits another one. He stays perfect from the field.
Niekamp showing you not only does he have to be inside, but he can also step out and hit shots, and makes it a very difficult defend if you have him as your assignment.
Leffel with the basketball, trying to work off a screen. Drives. Draws a lot of attention when he drives. Gets the ball back off the screen. 3, nails it. Nice play by Leffel. The Rangers have put 3 straight possessions together where they've scored.
Yeah, that's nice. On the other end, St. Henry's put 2 of them back-to-back, basically. So, good start by the Rangers offensively. Now they can just get St. Henry to cool down a bit. They've been on fire.
And there's Stallman. It's easier said than done.
Stallman, a difficult guard when he elevates off the dribble. Unless you time it just right, you're at the mercy of him just missing a shot, because it's tough to defend when he's that high up in the air.
Lob goes too long. Paul Stallman comes up with a steal. There'll be a timeout by Coach Rosenbeck of St. Henry. Be a 30-second timeout. It gives us a chance to once again thank these sponsors. Without them, we would not be here. Very much thank them for giving the opportunity to bring you the games. Carriage Works, Minster Bank, Minster Dental, NKTelco Sports, Arrowhead Golf Course, Radio Hospital, NKTelco, Elmwood Assisted Living, Schruderman Pharmacies, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Keyhole Pizza, our replay sponsor, Sydney Body Car Star. Our player of the game sponsor tonight, just for New Knoxville, from the Village Market in Delhi. On our First National Bank scoreboard, 3:51 to go in the third quarter. Redskins still up by 14.
We talked about the health and wellness of the Redskins. Obviously, if there was a sickness, I think other teams might find out what that was, because they're playing very well. They're shooting very well. But I also think Coach Rosenbeck is trying to conserve the energy. He's called 3 timeouts, 1 in each quarter, right around the midway point. Don't know if they do that normally, but might be doing it tonight again, just to give those players that are trying to bounce back a little rest. It's a tough demand on your body, one, when you've been sick, but then to come out and go up and down the floor 84 feet and play basketball. So,
yeah, Coach Rosenbeck, I think it's his 7th year or right around there. He's done a nice job in this. He succeeded Joe Niekamp, who succeeded Al Summers, succeeded the legend Fran Gilbo, and a lot of good players, but that's because they also had a lot of good coaches through the years, and Eric Rosenbeck continuing that tradition. Now his team looking good with a 14-point lead, more than halfway through the third quarter. Drive to the hole by Bruning. He'll be fouled. Ryan Bruning, a 5'9" sophomore, will shoot 2. That's the third foul on Zach Newman. I think he only had one in the first half. Now he's the first Ranger with 3 fouls.
Well, Nick Top has 3. He picked up, Nick did right before this.
Ben Lammers will check in for the Rangers, replacing Lageman. Bruni misses the first one. Drains the second one. Maintains the lead at 13. Leffel leads all scorers tonight with 16. There's not really anybody scoring a lot with him for New Knoxville. Lammers trying to drive.
This 15-point lead, Dave, right around probably the biggest of the night for the Redskins. I don't know if it's been above that.
I think it was 17 at one time, if I remember, but it wasn't there long. But
New Knoxville definitely needs to score in about every possession, at least get a shot off. You want to avoid the turnover bug.
And there's a steal, but they'll be giving it back.
Near steal. Again, St. Henry vertically this year, not your normal prototype, maybe St. Henry team that they've had over the years, but boy, quickness on the floor. They've really, what looks like to be an opening pass or an open pass to a Ranger receiver, they clamp down on it quickly. New Knoxville's, other than the outside shooting by Leffel, they've had some tough, it's been tough on the inside to get great open looks without being challenged or having to work really hard to get the ball.
Yeah, St. Henry always has the athletes, maybe not the height this year, always the athletic build, if not tall, long arms. And they know how to play a lot of sports, definitely basketball. As Logman can't get the shot to fall. As Leffel, or check that, Stahman, the other 4 for St. Henry goes the other way.
He will draw the third foul against New Knoxville's number 4 and St. Henry's number 4, working on a 15-point night. Will go back to the free throw line. After missing his first one, he's rattled off 8 in a row.
That is short. These two teams in the last 12 years played 13 games as 14th game. St. Henry has a 9-4 lead during that stretch. Of course, a lot of those wins for New Knoxville went through their nice run in the late 2000s, yes. The state championship year, the 3 straight 20-0 regular seasons there.
Yeah, other than that, St. Henry has dominated the series over the length of the meetings.
But St. Henry has a lot of their opponents. Yeah. They have that type of numbers. Year in, year out, as I mentioned, 15 straight winning seasons. 52 of the last 53 years winning seasons. Only one in 2001. That is absolutely amazing. That's got to be a record in the state. Strong move. Can't quite get it in there by Tinnerman.
Tinnerman definitely has a knack. He doesn't go up vertically, but boy, he's upper body. He can pivot so well, protects the ball and gets shots off and draws fouls. Almost had a chance to get the hoop in the harm, but we'll have to settle for 2 free throws instead.
Tinnerman hits the first. Talk about all those winning seasons. Coach Fran Gobo, I think his first 3 years, he had losing seasons, and then he had something like 35 in a row winning seasons and 3 state champions. He's often commented that a lot of schools wouldn't have stuck with him after 3 losing seasons, and it paid off quite well as Tinnerman hits a pair.
Tinnerman now with 7 points.
Rangers hanging around but not really able to dent the lead. It was 15 at halftime. Now 14. Stahman can't get the runner to fall. Ball tipped around. Battle for it, and Loggeman comes up with it. Has a little bit of numbers there. St. Henry's able to get back.
Leffel out of the ball game for the Rangers. See how their offense kind of maneuvers, if you will, as he's been their leading scorer throughout most of the season. He will quickly come in here with a dead ball on the offense, a chance to have him come back in on the offensive end, nursing those 3 fouls with 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Well, if he comes back on defense and has to guard,
drive in, nice move, out of bounds play. Leffel was patient and found Loggeman for the layup.
Utilized all of that 5 seconds you're allotted just about to get it in.
Niekamp looked like he was going to dunk it, but he ends up missing the layup. I believe it's his first miss.
It's his first field goal miss of the night. And I'm wondering with New Knoxville, as I mentioned with Leffel with the 3 fouls, if he has to guard Mitch Stahman. That's tough because Stahman is so athletic. He can draw fouls against you just by being in the way of him. And the Rangers would not want to see Leffel pick up his 4th foul here yet in the 3rd quarter. We'll see what's defensively what they do when they go back to work on defense.
Lagerman, Newman at the elbow. Niekamp with the board. Under a minute to go. 12-point lead for St. Henry. It's like they're spreading it out, which they often do. There's Niekamp. He's fouled. Niekamp did a nice job. He caught it and he stopped. A lot of players would be too anxious and travel there. He stopped, drew the foul, will shoot 2.
They basically let the New Knoxville defender, in this case Nathan Tinnerman, kind of fly by him and then almost tease him with the ball, and Tinnerman with a swat commits the foul against Niekamp.
Niekamp made first-team All-MAC in basketball the last 2 years. He made it in football as a running back, had some very good years, especially his junior year, put up some big numbers as a running back.
Very good athlete, 68% free throw shooter on the season, hits both of them. And a little side note, his dad teaches at New Knoxville.
That is correct. A long line of Niekamp players for St. Henry. There's a couple freshman Niekamp players coming up through the system as well. And there's the steal. Niekamp, spin move, and in.
Boy, good spin. Able to control his balance, and good shooting percentage for Jesse Niekamp.
Pushes the lead up to 16. Knoxville had it down to 12. Down to 8 seconds. Trying to get it to Leffel. Through the lane, he's fouled.
Foul will go against Blake Hoyne.
Logan Leffel on the line will shoot a pair. Leffel, as we mentioned, first team All-MAC, 17 points. Last year, he didn't even start on the team. Really worked hard in the offseason. Made himself into a very good player and a great senior year for Leffel.
Averages 16.8 points a game, and this gives him 18 on the night.
Trying to keep his Rangers alive. Stahman checks back in. Leans in for the long 2. It's off the mark. We go to the 4th quarter here at this sectional final at Coldwater with St. Henry leading in Knoxville by 14. We'll be right back.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
We go to the 4th quarter on the First National Bank scoreboard. 50 for St. Henry, 36 for New Knoxville.
Well, St. Henry cooled off a bit, Dave. Field goal shooting, I have them down as 4 for 11, so much below their 48% in the first half that they shot.
Top will drive.
New Knoxville, on the other hand, only took 8 field goal attempts, hit on 4 of them. One of them was a three-pointer, so they improved their shooting percentage, and they cut into the lead a bit, Dave. They trailed by 15 at half. They trail by 14 now, and a chance to get down to 12 if Top can make both of these.
With that whole quarter, the lead bounced. I think it was 17 between 12 at one time. It was pretty well an even quarter. Knoxville could get a quick start as Top hits 1 of 2. Hoyne gives it to Stahman in the corner. Rare shot for Paul Stahman. Rebound by Logman. He tried to save it, but Stahman was in the way, comes up with a steal. St. Henry's been known to spread it out if they need to. There's Logman with the steal. will take it to the hole and in.
Good move by Jonah Logman, making up for his mistake after the rebound, and the New Knoxville Rangers down by 11.
Full court pressure, they'll force St. Henry to call a timeout. That'll be a full timeout for the Redskins. We'll step aside on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Bob from the Keyhole, located on 66. We've been family owned and operated for 30 years. Personally, I think we still make the best pizza in the area. I use a special sausage. Cut fresh ingredients, shred cheese every day. We didn't make a pizza to make a profit. We made a pizza the way we wanted to eat it. Stop in, try us out, dine in, or carry out. We also have karaoke every other Saturday.
Our communities are filled with history, culture, and ambition. People who put others first. We are a bank that is defined by what we do, not just who we are. We build relationships. We grow businesses. We support communities. We advise the people that matter most to us, our customers. Stop in at any of our 5 locations, sign up for internet banking, or download our mobile app to better serve you. We can assist you with your next loan, personal accounts, investments, or business needs. Think first. First National Bank. Member FDIC.
New Knoxville trying to get back in this ball game. They've had a good start. They got the lead down to 11 here with over 7 minutes to go.
Well, some time left. If they want to make a run, they can get another basket here. That would get the lead back into single digits. And, St. Henry didn't shoot as well in the third quarter like they did in the first half. So there's a chance maybe St. Henry's getting a little fatigued and shots not dropping.
And there's a steal on the floor. And we'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with St. Henry.
That's a break New Knoxville could have used. They still will have to defend here to keep St. Henry off the scoreboard, but that was what New Knoxville needed, is a missed shot, but they can't come up with the rebound or come away with the possession.
Underneath, Niekamp reverse layup. Nice pass there by Blake Hoying. And St. Henry off the timeout converts on their possession.
Wasn't maybe how they drew it up, after really kind of missing the first shot, but come up with a loose ball, jump ball, and then Niekamp his 16th point on a nice move in the interior.
Newman to top. Work it around the perimeter. St. Henry's played man all night, and there will be a foul, I think, underneath.
Paul Stauben, his second foul. Team's 4th.
4 on St. Henry, 6 on New Knoxville. Log him into top. Leffel. Logan and St. Henry very good on defense. On the season, only giving up 48 a game. There hasn't been too many wide open shots for New Knoxville all night. Leffel trying to work, gives it up the top. Long possession here. That's okay, but you sure want to convert, as New Knoxville doesn't have much margin for error. Tinnerman tries to drive, blocked there by Layfelt. Good defensive play there, and he gets a rebound and is fouled.
Tough break for New Knoxville. Good defense by the Redskins. As I mentioned earlier, Tinnerman able to sometimes twist his whole body around, gain some space, and get a shot off. That time gets it blocked, and then the Rangers pick up a foul against Zach Newman, his 4th.
Layfelt in and out on the free throw, so misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Well, another chance here for the Rangers. They trail by 13.
Top trying to find an opening.
Boy, had an open look.
Tinnerman with a 3. Lead down to 10. Coach Lisi with the timeout, a full timeout. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello? I've been in an accident. My van's not drivable, and I have my kids, and they need to get to school,
Ma'am.
but I can't.
Ma'am, relax. We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
At Sydney Body Car Star, we don't just take care of your vehicle, we take care of you. With Enterprise Rent-A-Car on site, we get you back to your daily routine with minimal interruptions, returning your car and your family back to normal. Sydney Body Car Star. Relax. We'll take it from here.
Take a drive to the premier Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership at Bud's in Salina. Enjoy our huge inventory, including the Ram 1500, Jeep, and Chrysler Town & Country. Top-rated Ram dealer in the surrounding area. Convenient 6-day service center with Saturday hours, Monday through Thursday until 8 p.m. Bud's has an extensive business link vehicle offering with the Ram ProMaster 4500, 5500 truck series. Stop by Bud's today at Route 127 in Salina.
The Knoxville Rangers, as you see that student body, let's check out some of those characters there. There's quite a
couple basketball officials, quite a few actually.
They have a nun.
I see a caveman in there somewhere.
Trying to root the Rangers staying in this game, but Mitchell Stahman answers for the Redskins.
Stahman with 18 points on the night, and boy, they just gave him the ball and no one could stop him. Good touch off the glass for Mitchell Stahman.
Leffel with a long three.
Logan Leffel making it tough for the Redskins to put them away. He's got 21 on the night. 3 triples for Logan, hitting on just under 40% on the season. That might even bring it up a little bit, as he's only missed 1 3-pointer on the night.
It looks like St. Henry will spread it out. They've done this the last few years. Usually have a lot of good ball handlers and quickness. They will spread out. They kick it out to Layfeld, and that's, I believe, his 5th 3 on the night.
His 5th 3, and Dave, we just talked during the timeout. Is Layfeld taking a shot in the second half? The answer was no, not from the field. He steps up and hits his 5th out of 6 3-point shot.
Rebound by Newman off the shot of Leffel, and he's tied up underneath. It will stay with New Knoxville.
And Newman, another offensive rebound. Fortunately, New Knoxville with the possession will get to keep it.
Ryan Lutmer, number 2 in the game. And yeah, it seems like every time New Knoxville starts getting a run, St. Henry answers.
They fell to 5 of 6 3-point shooting. Leffel, I don't know what I said earlier, but he's hit a 3-pointer in each quarter, so he's 4 for 5. So a couple guys on each team really shooting the 3-point ball well tonight.
Nice steal that time by Mitchell Stahman. 3-on-1, he'll take it to the rack and in.
Turnover on one end, basket on the other end. The Redskins capitalize, and again, the entry pass, this Redskins just quicker around the Ranger receiver, able to knock it away, and more importantly, capitalize on that turnover back to a 16-point lead, or a 14-point lead.
Top, hounded by Niekamp, has to work for the shot and not able to fall.
Top having a tough night from the field, does not have a field goal.
Loggeman tried to steal. Had the ball, but a little too much body.
His 3rd foul, New Knoxville's 9th. The Top has had some nice moves on the inside, and even now a nice shot, tough angle, no bank board. Had to really finesse it in there. It hit the back iron, doesn't drop. And, you know, nights when it's not going well, those don't go down. On nights when things are on, you just can't miss, and those drop all the time. So tough night for Dick Top on the offensive end.
Stahman hits another foul shot. Seems like he's lived on the line tonight. They're very successful.
This will be his 13th free throw. Currently 10 for 12, 10 for 13.
Just jinxed him. Still a 15-point lead for the Redskins. Winner of this game will take on winner of next game, Ada Minster, at the second game at Wapakoneta on Tuesday night. That would be March 1st. Rangers trying to stay alive, but they're starting to run out of time.
Nice pass.
Great pass, but Newman just can't finish.
What I say, when things aren't going well, shots don't drop that normally should, and
athletic drive can't fall by Stahman. I can't say that the Rangers played a bad game at all. St. Henry's just had a great game. It's Tinnerman off balance 3, and Stahman shows his athleticism. He skies for the rebound and then is fouled.
Leffel picks up his 4th foul, and just under 3 minutes ago, the Rangers running out of time a little bit. Still trailed by 15. Have had some opportunities. You know, that's what comebacks are made of, but you got to get the shots to drop, and you know, that's part of the game. If right now the Rangers can't quite get that offensive rhythm together.
And Stahman hits the first one. The other one, to make up that type of run, you not only need to hit shots, you need to get some turnovers, and they haven't been able to do that. St. Henry's had very few turnovers tonight.
Had 1 in the first half, and they've only committed 4 here in the second half. So 5 turnovers as Stahman hits his 23rd point.
He will leave. I think he's leaving with some type of a cramp as they'll try to stretch him out at the end of the bench. 17-point lead.
It was a 10-point lead at the 5:29 mark, and basically now 3 minutes later, it's grown to 17.
Leffel gives it up to Top, loses it, but Tinnerman retrieves it. 2.5 to go. Drive and one.
Much needed basket, and boy, it almost rolled out, and that would have just kind of signified the breaks, if you will, that the Rangers have had tonight. That time they get a nice break on a good move by Nathan Tinnerman.
Layfeld checks back in. I think the other thing Coach Rosenbeck has done, he shuffled players in and out a lot tonight. Give him a little bit of break. Tinnerman trying to complete the three-point play, and he does.
Tinnerman with 13 points on the night.
Rangers not giving up just yet. And there's almost a steal as it bounces on the end line before Tinnerman can retrieve it. It's been a pretty solid season for the Rangers.
Yeah, I think they overachieved. I think win column-wise is usually how you're measured. 9 wins, probably a lot more than maybe some of the quote experts would have thought, but they played well, and again, picked up that 1,000th win at home this year against St. Mary's, so they'll have their name, if you will, attached to that performance, the third MAC team to do so, and the 50, I always get confused if it's a 53rd or 56th team in the state of Ohio to do so.
Ball's out of bounds. You know, they lost a lot of seniors. I think there was 5 on last year's team.
Basically the starting 5. And
yeah.
Leffel, like you said, didn't start last year, but had minutes, but wasn't looked upon to score, just kind of he had his position, and this year, you know, he's really taken a leadership role both on and off the court. And
Coach Lisi in his first year, he's done a nice job with his team. Sky rebound by Tinnerman. Drives in, takes the foul.
And Lisi, obviously his first year as head coach, this senior group, he was a JV coach when they came up. And so he's gotten to know these guys that, you know, he had as his freshmen and sophomores, and then now as a head coach, these seniors, you know, he's gotten to be with them for a number of years and developed a good relationship and really understands maybe what their strengths are and basically put it together this year. And like I said, 9 wins. You know, some teams may think that isn't good, but the level of competition, the Division III schools you play, throw that in the mix, and basically took care of business against the teams that were on their level and then did their best against the teams that were a bit above their level and basically competed in those games.
Stahman and Niekamp. Talked about Stahman with all his points. Niekamp now up to 18.
A solid night for Niekamp, missing just a couple shots from the field.
Drive by Top as he splits the defenders, draws the foul, I believe, on Paul Stahman. So Nick Top shooting a pair. He'll be back next year as part of the junior class along with Sam Stone and Nick Toby. 4 seniors might be playing the last game for the Rangers. The Top hits the first. Hits a pair.
Top without a field goal, but now with 5 points, all from the free throw line. And you look at the Rangers, you know, Leffel, a senior on the court, Zach Newman, a senior.
There you go again to Niekamp. He's up to 20, and like you said earlier, a lot of great assists that time by Stahman. He comes up, I think he landed on his ankle a little wrong as he'll leave. And
the Rangers, you know, you look on the court, Lagerman, Tinnerman, they're just sophomores. I mean, you think when you're playing varsity, you know, don't make any mistakes and make all the plays, you know, that you should as a senior. That's 2 years difference, so they're going to be around for a bit for the Rangers.
A lot of substitutions as Lagerman leaves. Logan Leffel ends a great senior year. So he gets a nice crowd from the nice hand from the Knoxville crowd as both teams, both coaches getting in a lot of players. St. Henry fans standing up, acknowledging their Redskins who played supposedly under the weather, and he said they came up with a big performance
Yeah, they played very strong, and they got off to a good start. You know, if they had any side effects, it didn't affect their shooting. They probably shot better in the first half. We'll see once here as the stats roll out. Not shooting bad here in the fourth quarter, but, you know, usually when you've been sick or a little wore out, shooting is the first thing to kind of get back in rhythm because it requires so much of your strength.
Jump ball. Give it to the Redskins. Check out the lineup for the Redskins. They had a couple scratches. Some players actually didn't play, so they adjusted their roster a bit. It's Ryan Bruning in the game. He saw some action earlier. Gives it up to Parker Link. He'll drive to the hole. Stolen away. Rebound by Lammers. And Lammers, one of his strong sophomore class, he'll be back as well.
Got some minutes as well as Rangers turn it over, and Lammers had to play some extended minutes when Logman, another sophomore, was out with some injury, and Sam Stone, a junior, that was sick. So Lammers got some minutes, quality minutes.
Redskins have number 24, Devin Hilsman. He was an addition to the Redskins. He comes into the game. Number 5 there, Tyler Schlarman. Working around with Caden Niekamp, freshman.
Number 40, and Alex Harding's number 44 in the game as well.
I can mention all these players that put in a lot of practice time, getting some floor time. And there's a nice rebound by Jace Cook. Jace Cook racking up his career at the Rangers. Ball goes out of bounds. Get a couple more substitutions for the Rangers.
Number 24, Nathan Murgis. Number 3, Jack Bartholomew. Is Dylan Gable, number 10, one of the 4 seniors, will make his last court appearance as a Ranger.
19 seconds. Redskins will probably run it out here. They will come back, or they will go to Walpock on Tuesday, play the winner of the next game here, Minster and Ada. Redskins play a nice ball game. Rangers season ends at 9-15. The Redskins move on 17-6 as they are victorious. Final on the First National Bank scoreboard. Redskins 66, Rangers 50. We'll be right back.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
NKTelco Sports, Ohio's leading sports broadcasting company, is dedicated to sports coverage, filming over 120 collegiate and high school sporting events that bring quality content and excellent sportsmanship to the big screen. Team up with us as an NKTelco sponsor and receive many benefits: commercials that will be seen by thousands of viewers, multiple name mentions, live web ads, monthly bill stuffers, and discounted network ad insertion spots. Packages are available for any budget. Contact us today. NKTelco is your hometown provider. We are Northwest Ohio's leading independent broadband company that brings fiber to your home. Larger competitors talk about it, but we've been delivering our fiber network for over 10 years, guaranteeing more bandwidth and services. Over 80 HD channels, Echo whole home DVR, interactive channel guides, in-demand, internet-based phone systems, and local news and sports channels. Innovative, futuristic, and cost-effective.
Redskins defeat the New Knoxville Rangers 66-50 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Jeff Henson will have the final numbers.
Thank you, Dave, for the game. Redskins shoot a very good 22 of 43 from the field. New Knoxville just 14 of 38. St. Henry very good also from the three-point line, hitting on 7 of their 16 attempts. New Knoxville hit on 25% of their attempts. Free throw shooting also. Both teams did really well from the free throw line, Dave. St. Henry 15 of 20. New Knoxville not bad either, 14 of 19. The rebounding margin actually won by the Rangers, but New Knoxville commits 6 more turnovers, and St. Henry, with those type of shooting numbers, and you only factor in 6 turnovers, you really are offensively efficient. You take care of the ball when you have it, and you force New Knoxville into difficult shots, and that just adds up to, in this case, a 16-point win. Leading scorers in the game for St. Henry, Mitch Stammen leads all scorers with 23. Jesse Niekamp also in double figures with 20. Evan Layfeld, a good night three-point shooting, hits 5 three-pointers for 15 points. And Mitch Sweeterman with 5. Ryan Bruning with 1 for their total of 66. For New Knoxville, Logan Leffel finishes his Ranger career with a nice night. 21 points on the night for Logan Leffel. 13 points from Nathan Tinnerman. 6 from Zach Newman. 5 from Nick Topp. 4 from Jonah Loggeman, and 1 from Sam Stone for their total of 50 for the Rangers.
Rangers end their season at 9-15. St. Henry will advance, go to 17-6, and play the second game on Tuesday night at the District of Wapakoneta. Jeff, Knoxville has nothing to be ashamed of. The season, of the game tonight, they played a solid game. St. Henry just really on top of their game. And they've been tough for anybody to beat tonight.
Yeah, like I said, when you shoot that well, it's tough to hang with them, and they just did not stop, and they kept that offensive efficiency rolling, not just for the first 3 minutes of the game, but basically for the first 16 minutes. And New Knoxville hung with them with 18 points in the first quarter, trailed by 5, but a bad second quarter for the Rangers. They scored just 5 points compared to St. Henry's 15, and that really was the difference right there. It's just like New Knoxville just ran into a wall there and then couldn't find offensive continuity, and St. Henry didn't let off the gas and then just maintained that lead throughout the second half. New Knoxville made some runs, give them credit. They got it down to 10 with just under 5.5 minutes to go, but could get no closer.
Our player of the game tonight, sponsored by Village Market and Deli, Logan Leffel, wraps up a great senior year.
Yeah, like I said, led the Rangers tonight, led them all season. 7 of 12 from the field. That included 4 or 5 from three-point range. Perfect from the free throw line. Added a few rebounds, had an assist. Just a good effort by Logan Leffel, and a great season, a good way. Unfortunately, he's got to end at some point, but a good way to end here with a strong performance and gets a very good team.
I congratulate Logan on his senior year. Also, the other 3 seniors, congratulate them on their playing career, and also good luck in the future. Dylan Gable, Jace Cook, and Zach Newman. Well, that'll wrap it up from here. As you see, the next game teams getting ready to go. Ada and Minster. On camera tonight, Westmeyer, Janelle Bollheimer, and Phil Wiedeneft. In the NKTelco Sports Van, our producers Daniel Allen and Susan Qualhorst. My partner Jeff Henson, I'm Dave Kanacki. Thanks for watching.